When I decided to call myself out on video in front of the world, I don't think I was ever quite ready, and I think that was what stopped me doing a lot of things. Is it had to be perfect. But I think perfection is the thief of all joy, as someone quoted the other day, but I think that's really true. But I think once you start this journey, you have to continue it. I know in the past I've done this many times where you start off by being truthful to yourself and you think things have got to change, and then things aren't maybe going well with your partner, your wife or your husband or whoever it is, and you decide, right, this is it, I'm going to change. But then you keep falling back into your ways, you keep getting dragged back into your old ways. And when I say old ways, it's really just that part of you that I'm calling it a dark warrior, that part of you which drags you back to where your safety is, that darkness, which isn't very nice, it's not very comfortable. But you know how it feels, and so that's where you stay. And when I had that realization last week, that abandonment, way back when, it just permeated every different part of my life, and I can see trails of it everywhere. So when I decided I was going to be honest with myself and detail this journey and become the lean warrior, I know first I've got to be honest with myself, but then I have to be honest, brutally honest and truthful every day to the person who I spend my most time with, and that's my wife. So today was the uncomfortable talk, if you like, where I had to bare my soul and be brutally honest, and get brutal honesty from her as well, because I know she's been hurting inside, because I know we haven't been connected, and I hate that, and it's horrible. Because one thing I do know is I love her. I love her, every part of her, I love her. And to think that she doesn't feel that I've been given anything from her, to her, as well, it's heartbreaking. But I know I had to find me first. Otherwise I couldn't give out. If I couldn't give it to me first, or if I couldn't love myself or find a way to accept myself first, then I couldn't do that to everybody else. And now I've decided this is where it's going to be. And no matter how hard it feels, I'm going to do it. How in the past I've said, oh, I might upset such, I might upset Joy, I might upset such and such. Oh, I'm not going to bother. But that just gets resentment. It makes you feel resentful because you're not being truthful, and so it festers. So I'm not going to do that anymore. No matter how uncomfortable it is, that's how I know it's going to be. I read a post this morning on Facebook, and it made us laugh out loud because it's true. This is where I've been. Are you playing to win? Or are you playing not to lose? Well, I know which camp I've been in. I've been playing not to lose, because my Dark Warriors kept me that place. This little thing in me. I'm not going to let that anymore. And every time I feel that, I'm just going to close my eyes and I want to sit with it and see what it's really trying to tell me, because I don't truly believe it's trying to keep me back. I just think it's trying to guide me, but I just misread the signals somewhere. So this is me saying I'm not going to misread signals, I'm not going to react, I'm going to be with myself and see where this will lead. And again, I want to chart this every day. But the great thing, of course, is having that release is not only to keep it going and momentum, but then to harness it, and that's what I intend to do. Because there's no better feeling for me than spending time with my wife. And the crazy thing is, we both love training together, and that hasn't happened for a long time. Until recently. And that was one of the reasons when I realised that I've got to make these changes in my life. Anyway, I hope this makes sense. Let's see how the day pans out. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Cheers.